You probably remember this 3 years ago was the last AES show New York had. And we rolled out Origin and and it was an incredible show for Origin. I mean, we were bombarded. People loved it. It was clear that everybody wanted that 4000-esque style mixing that was pioneered by the 4000E. We did really well with the Origin. Hundreds of these went out the door, and even more hundreds of customers came back at us saying, I wish we could do this. I wish you could do this, and I wish you could do that. So we were listening for a long, long time, especially through the pandemic. And we decided, you know what? This makes a lot of sense, especially in some of the economic situations today. The Origin 16 came out really because of customer demand. We listened to people's desires. They wanted a small scale version, something that would fit in a smaller room, especially because, as you know, the Origins is a pretty nice big desk. So this smaller desk really fit the bill, especially for the small spaces. We didn't compromise on any of the componentry of the desk. It is literally 16 channels less, and that is it. That is the only difference between the 32, the original, and the 16. The center section is now off to one side. So that center area where you have the ability to put your rack devices in, or you can put a UF8 in, all that's still the same. It's a smaller desk, smaller space. Instead of having a combined 88 channels like you have on the 32, you have 56 channels on this one. So that's really, it just doesn't get that any simpler than that. And of course, it's a lower cost variant of the Origin. So it comes in at a lesser price, more affordable if people don't want to go for that full 60 grand. This is much more affordable. People were just, in essence, looking for something that's just a little smaller, that's a little less expensive, that fits those budgets. That was one key consideration. The other consideration was really just most people wanted just something that was smaller. Given that the Origin is a dual channel console, you're able to actually have two channels on each input. So when you use the small fader and a large fader as separate inputs, you actually still have a very high scale, high channel count mixing console. So even at a smaller scale like that, like the 16, you actually get 32 mixable channels with their own inserts each. So it looks small, but it's actually still quite a hefty mixer for the channel count that you get. We're going to have it available on our AES booth. Probably going to have 500 series modules somewhere. And I'm not sure exactly if it's going to be in the desk or not. We're still figuring that out. We're definitely going to be showing the UF8 along with it to make use of that center section's ability to configure it however you like to configure it. It will definitely have some sort of a sidecar added to it to accommodate more outboard equipment, that sort of thing. That's what we're thinking. SSL is also going to be instituting some new price reductions on 500 series modules. So the 6-channel strip, the Bus Compressor, the VHD Pre, the 611 EQ, the E Dynamic, all of those modules are actually the UV, the ultraviolet EQ. That's also going to be going on sale at a lower price. So it'll be a good time to stock up on SSL 500 series modules.